Okay, so I want to do this video because this is a controversial subject. Usually I wouldn't say anything about it because I really don't care either way, I guess, is the reason why I'm saying this. But this big issue that's come up with AI, AI with regards to art and AI with regards to music. And I kind of understand both sides. Both sides kind of feel the same thing, that it's taking away from the human element, the human experience, that it's taking away jobs, I guess. But let me say this, not everybody is blessed to have a job that they love, a job where they are able to create and make good money doing it. There's people that have tons of money, making good songs. And then there's people that have no money and they still make music because they love the art. And then there's people that are really good artists. Maybe they have their pictures and their things in magazines or museums or wherever. And then there's people that just do art because it's therapeutic and it's love and it's something that they're passionate about. In my opinion, everyone should do art because they're passionate, whether it's music or whatever. Cooking is an art. Do it because you're passionate about the subject, not because you make money. And yes, it does put food on tables for some families, and I get that. Perhaps you went to school for various things and you use that to make your money, and you feel like AI is going to take over and become everything to everyone and do absolutely everything so much faster and better. It's not necessarily better. In fact, a lot of the stuff for AI for music is terrible. In fact, I tried to use the program one time with it and I couldn't get it to make anything that I was like, this is worth even sampling, let alone make something that I would just say, this is the best song I've ever heard. So I don't think it's at that level. Now, could it get there? Perhaps. And I'm not going to get into how they would monetize it, but I'm going to tell you a few scenarios that are interesting. And people have been taking from people for centuries, for years. In fact, if you really want to go back, people be taken from God, okay, and haven't paid him no respect, let alone money, because they can't afford it. So think about it. When you go out and draw a picture, or you go out and see a tree and take a photography image, who made that tree? Okay, who made that tree? Or let's even say, okay, if you don't want to say God, who planted that tree? Did you pay that person before you took that picture? No. You just took the picture and you said, wow, this is a beautiful tree. I'm going to put it up on my website. This is a picture I took. How do you pay someone for inspiration? How do you pay someone for being inspired by something else they did? Should Prince have paid Jimi Hendrix and perhaps even paid James Brown for his inspiration? Because a lot of his style came from those two and others. So how do you pay a person for that? The problem with this world is everybody's so focused on payment instead of instead of showing gratitude for the inspiration. See, because they can't get paid off of that, or they can't make no money to put on their table. And I get it. We all have to make it. But if you focus on the passion and the actual love for the art, people will pay you because you'll create things that are better. And AI can't create without the human element. It needs something to study, some model to be able to look at for it to work. So this is a free site, though they do have a paid thing where it's called deepai.org, and I use it. I don't use it for music, but you can. I don't use it for video, but you could. You could use ChatGPT. You could use this for images or different other things like AI video, whatever. Some of the stuff doesn't make a hill of beans to me. It doesn't inspire me. So like if I get this inspiration, I don't care anything about that, right? Those are neat, but it's not something I would use. But if I type in, create me an image, let's see, dog. Let's do a dog. Dog next to a tree. Now, couldn't I go out and actually just take a picture of a dog if I have one or somebody else's dog next to a tree? Absolutely. We're just going to press it. And here's a dog next to a tree. What is the difference if I found somebody's dog online and I didn't pay them and I just took that dog because it was a cute dog or whatever, and I found a tree outside and I just put that picture of that dog next to that tree in Adobe app, and I said, there's my dog sitting next to the tree. Now that's my picture. I'm going to put it online and it's claim it as mine. There really isn't any difference. You just took somebody else's dog and somebody else's tree and you put it together. Now you want to get paid because you didn't put something like that together. Okay. So what I'm saying is it's kind of pointless to argue about AI. It's here now. Okay. It's going to be something that is a part of everybody's life to some degree. In fact, there are some AI tools that have been used to generate various things online that you probably have used and didn't even realize that it was doing that. I'm not even going to get into that. It's a whole nother topic. So, what do we want to say? Well, there are companies like Splice who pay people some money, right, to produce these sounds, and then they resell them on here. Now, I'm saying that's a generic way of saying it. I'm sure there's all kinds of rules and whatever they have going on. Some people are okay with this. Even though they didn't play it, they're okay with taking the loop, but because they paid for that loop. And so did 35, 40 other people pay for that same loop. And now they're taking that loop and all putting it into their songs. The same loop. Perhaps they chopped it up to make it sound a little bit different, but it's the same loop in general. Well, what if they decided, you know what, we're not going to pay these people anymore because we could just generate some AI loops. You know what? Okay, that's fine. Why? Because the people that made these loops could sell these loops themselves on their own website if they wanted to. The only reason they use Splice is because it's a bigger marketing tool to get it out to people. But if you know the artists that you like and their sound and you want to use loops and they sell loops, just buy the loops from them. And everybody else is going to buy them too. See, I used to feel like, why would I buy a loop? Just play the instrument yourself. Well, there are some people that are better at playing instruments, or maybe they have a creative juice that you don't have. They can come up with some cool riffs and things like that that you want to use. There ain't nothing wrong with it. It's music. Use it and do what you do. The problem that a lot of these people have with AI is they're not getting paid because of an image that they created, and they look at an image and they say, well, it's similar to my image. Well, okay, so that's influence. Similar means influence. It does not mean it's the same identical picture. And that would be stealing. If you took the person's exact picture and made a copy of it and said, this is going to be my picture now, that's stealing. But to create something that has similarity, but there's variances in it, is exactly the same thing as sampling and chopping up somebody else's work and saying there's some variances in it. It's no different. But what people are mad about is that AI is coming along and they think it's going to take every job. And you can take the best AI photo you want or video or whatever you want, and it's still not going to be human without some certain elements that need to be there. Music especially. But even with the videos and things I've seen, there are some cool things that you can do with it, little tricks. But it's not the same. Like, you've seen the one where people hug and kiss each other. It's like two separate photos and they can somehow put them together and the person hug. They're pretty cool. It looks neat. But if you know that never happened and you can see it's kind of AI generated, it's not really giving the same effect as if you were two people were standing in a room and gave each other a hug. It's not the same. And professionals are going to use professional services. So you're not going to see this kind of stuff on top-notch films and things of that nature. They're going to use stuff that is more based for that. You might see this kind of stuff on some amateur stuff like myself. I'm an amateur in comparison. I don't do music for a living or anything like that. I just do it because it's a therapeutic thing and I love music. And I don't care if my music hits the top of the streams and all that. I don't care. I just do music because I love music. So what is my thoughts on this? Well, it's mixed. It's like, I get people need to make money. So what do we do when we need to make money? We think of ways to incorporate what we have and what's going on. And we use those tools to help us to develop and to make new things. So what I mean by that is we have a choice, okay? We have a choice to do it ourselves, to use AI, or use another person. When you go to a supermarket, you have choices. You can buy organic. You can buy the regular type stuff that's a little more affordable. Or you can even choose to not even go to the supermarket and just buy some seeds and plant your own vegetables or whatever, right? Those are three different choices. Some people have the money and want to go buy the top-notch organic, best they can find. And good for them. If they got it, they got it. No hatred over here, right? But some people can't afford that. So maybe they would choose to do it themselves. And then maybe there's that in-between guy that says, you know what? I can't do it myself, but I can't afford no top-notch product. So I'm going to go get a tool like AI to create something, and it's affordable for me to have images or me to have a video or whatever you're going to use it for. My favorite part about AI at this present moment is is dropping like a manual in it and then using it to understand what I need to do quickly. So in other words, if I don't want to sit here and read a 500-page manual, I'm exaggerating, 500-page manual, and I need to know one thing from that manual, because maybe it's the one thing that's not clear, and I need to find that information quickly. I love it as a source to quickly generate the information I need. Or sometimes it can be used to give me ideas that I can use to create song titles, or maybe I have an idea of what the story is like in my mind, but I haven't thought of what the title should be. Things like ChatGPT can help you with that kind of stuff. It's a tool. That's what I'm getting at. If you see it as a tool, use it as a tool. A tool shouldn't do the work for you all the time, but it can. And it can be assistant to give you ideas, to get you in the right track, to maybe inspire you to do something. Like, let's say I generate this AI art of this dog in this tree, but then I actually wanted a painted version of this. Now I could ask ChatGPT or this particular AI image generator to do that, but maybe I am an artist and I want to use this to inspire me. So now I'll go draw my own, right? I'm not that guy, but I'm just saying, as an artist, you could think that way. This could give me generative ideas for paintings or drawings that I could use. So AI has a place. It may not replace it won't replace you as an artist if you are truly an artist. Because a real artist is going to go do it, right? They're going to go do the work. They're not going to worry about this AI art, or maybe they would, and they would just use it to give them inspiration. But listen, if you're a real artist, you don't have to worry about that. Just go do you. People will recognize real artistry. I went out of country one year, got to go see a bunch of people, and these people were doing art for a living in the street. And I have to admit, I stood there watching them in awe, like some of the stuff they could do. Now, was I able to afford to buy from everyone down the street just because? No. I chose one that really spoke to me, right? So that's the way art works. Not every painting, picture is gonna make me go out and buy from those people. And when you're professional, you're gonna be getting hired from somebody that's got better money anyway than I would, because I can't afford to buy that, right? So you're not selling AI generation art to probably top-notch professionals who can get in there and graphically design it. This is for like the smaller people, the people that maybe don't have the money to pay the top-notch artists, and they just want to generate a quick photo to maybe take it in to another photo application and change it up and make it their own. So you have to understand, there's people that are going to grab something and just say, this is what is mine. They just took a AI art generated picture and that's cool. There's other people that are going to take that picture and maybe tweak it, maybe put themselves in the picture with the dog or something. Some people are just doing it for fun. Some people are doing it for a living. We have all different walks of life. Sorry, my dog walked in the door. Speaking of dogs. And not one is wrong and not one is 100% right. I mean, you just figure out what works for you. But the reality of it is, it's only so much that we're going to use this for. Now, I'm saying this now. 5 years from now, it may be totally different. But if you had told somebody years ago that you were going to have a microwave and they never heard of a microwave, they'd be like, what? It's impossible. You got to get on the stove and you got to do this. Now we have microwaves that actually cook meals. Did it put cooks out of commission because they made a microwave? No. Because people knew when they go out to a restaurant or different places, they were going to want cook to make it. They don't want somebody back there microwaving a dish because they could do that at home. That's for the people that don't know how to cook. So musicians will be the same way. There's musicians who are really good at what they do, and they will probably never use AI of any sort. Or maybe they will, to generate an idea and then get in there and tweak that and make it their own. Whatever the case may be, whatever art you choose to use for inspiration, just make it your own. And your human touch is always going to be a part of the experience. Now, again, when you can pay an artist, pay an artist. If you can afford to do it, you should. I mean, it's cool. It's fun to support other artistry. I went to see a musician recently, And I didn't need to buy his album. I didn't need it. I enjoyed the live performance, but I bought his album at the show just because it was just going to support him. And that's why I did it. And I haven't listened to it one time, sad to say. But I'm just saying that's the point, is that a lot of times we're paying artists something maybe that, we don't actually benefit from. It's just helping them out. So it always gets paid for when you do it for the right reason. So just do it for the right reason. You don't have to have somebody, put a law out to tell you to pay somebody for the right reason. I mean, All right. So that's it for this video. That's my thoughts on this whole AI thing, whether it be AI for music, art, photos, whatever. If you can do it and learn the craft yourself, then do it and learn the craft and create your own photos, create your own things. There's so many cool things you can do with Adobe. Like if I want to get a dog from a picture, or if I want to take a camera, even my iPhone, go out and shoot your whole own videos on iPhone. Apple shows you that all the time that you can do. So yeah, that's my only take. And no shots at real musicians, real artists, whether it be photo or anything like that. But we don't get paid for influence. That's not what you get paid for. You get paid for product. Influence, unfortunately, is not something we could pay. Otherwise, we'd all have paid God for his influence. We'd have to go back and pay your mom and dad for their influence. Maybe you should pay your cousins for their influence. I mean, the way you dress, you're going to pay the artist that you dressed up like because you liked a certain shirt they had? I mean, come on now. You got to be reasonable. Stop trying to get paid for everything and just do what you're passionate about. All right? I'm out.